The video that you're going to see now, I made earlier, just to point out some problems for me as a person of individual taste. Not so that's to say that everybody's not the same. So what suits me won't suit you, and what suits you obviously doesn't suit me. So that's. But I bought this Autosleeper SYMBOL. I sold my motorhome, I sold my car, bought this because I thought I wanted a vehicle that I could use every day and just have the one vehicle as well as going away. Well, that's fine in theory. The vehicle works a treat as a day vehicle. The car parks, it fits. I'm in a Matalan car park at the minute, it just fits in an ordinary space. So that's great. But there's things wrong with it that, as a camper van, that are not to my liking. If I'd known that before I bought the van, I might have thought differently about getting one. I've made a video, as I say, and it sounds like I'm moaning and it sounds like I'm rubbishing Autosleeper, but I'm not. It's just that I made the video a bit light-hearted and a little bit giggly. So what you're going to see is just a few problems that I personally have with the van. I'm not rubbishing Autosleeper. There's people out there that love these things. You know, you watch some videos on the YouTube about them and that, and people really like them. So, you know, it's everybody to their own. My biggest problem is the amount of slope. I'm going to put a picture in here now. Now you see the amount of slope. I'm in a Matalan car park, and that picture you've just seen is me parked up, and I'm like that. So the floor is always sloping forward, the seats are always, when you sit on the settee, the water in the sink stays it. You go to the toilet, as a guy, I lift the seat. Well, it won't stay there. It falls back down again. So I have to hold the seat. Alright, only a little thing, but you do that every single time. So it just, watch the video, have a giggle with me. And at the end of the video I said, if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Which, you know, you can do that, that's brilliant. But I'm putting the video up just in case you, as a person that's fancying one of these, do a little bit of research on the one that you buy, see that it sits level, you know, see that there's things in there that don't just go in and say, oh, look at this. Because when this bed's out, when this double bed's out on a night time, the only space that's left is that little bit up there. And to open the bathroom door, everything else has to be shut. If the grill is down, doing a bit of toast, and your lady's in the toilet, she'll come out and she'll bang the door on the grill, she'll bang the door on the cupboard, she'll bang the door on the fridge. Everything in the van is a compromise. You have to finish doing one thing before you can do another. And then if there's two of you in here, this is the passing loop. One of you has to get into this passing loop for the other one to come past, so that you can carry on. So it's like driving down a narrow lane, and this is the passing loop, no parking in here. So these are the things it's there for you to look at. Have a giggle with me, see what you think. Cheers now. Why am I selling this van, and why have I sold this van? The reasons are, sliding door is my number one reason. You come into the van, and then the door, you fight with it to get it to unlock, and I've tried oiling it and greasing it. I've put a handle on it. There was a great big lump of rubber here, don't know what it was for, but I put a handle on it to ease closing it, and then you've got to do this, because if you don't slam it like that, it don't shut. And that noise and this rattling each time I do it is really winding me up. So that's my first reason. The second reason is there's always water in this top end of the sink, because the van leans forward. It's going downhill all the time. The back of the van is higher than the front. So when you're sitting on this sofa, you've got a natural lean forward. Everything in the van leans forward. So that's another reason. Another reason is these back doors. I've only had the van a short time, but trying to get out of these back doors. The one door open on campsite is fine, or two doors open on campsite, but for everyday use, back into the shops or up and down or whatever, you can't get out of there. You've got to open both doors. And then when you come out, right, I'm walking straight toward it now. Now my head is here, down there, so you bash your head on this, you bend your head to go out and you bang your head on that. And then talking about banging your head, you bang your head on this one. Because this is in the motorhomes that I've had a few motorhomes, and up here it's always been a cutaway, and it comes sliding down. Okay, it makes for a smaller overhead locker, but it gives you more room to bend your head, because you can walk up to here to go into the cab, and you crack your head as you bend down to crack, as you bang like that. So that's another reason why I'm not holding on to this van. Then where's the cupboards? Oh, there's two. You got your food and your kitchen bits in them. Where's the cupboards? Oh, you got your bedding in your blankets in this one, and your pillows. Where's the cupboards? There isn't any. And this thing here, neither use nor ornament. This door, only a few bits and pieces in it. I've made use of it, and I've done the best I can with it. I got my tin food under the cooker down there. I've had to put my pots and pans under the bed. That's where I use most of the storage, under that bed and under this seat. Because you've got your gas locker in there, so there's only room for like other stuff in there. The wardrobe is tiny. I've put a second shelf in there to make use of some extra height. But all in all, the storage in the van, very poor. Very poor storage. That cupboard at the back there, 3 inches. At the bottom, got one of the little fire extinguishers in here, and that's it. Nothing else goes in there. If you put anything in it and you hit the brakes a bit hard, it all falls out. It's probably why the cabinet broke there with the previous owners. The glass on top of the sink. I said to him when I went down to buy it, I said, "Where's the glass?" He said, "Oh, that broke." End of that story. So there's some of the reasons. I've sold this van. Do you see how it's high at the back and low at the front? I went to a motorhome dealer in Lytham St Anne's, and he had about 15 of these in over the various 19 years, 99, 2000, 2001, and all of them sloped forward. I actually went up there deliberate just to see. It was about an hour's ride from where I live, and I actually went and spent a day driving up there just to check, and it is just the same. All the ones he had in his place were all high at the back, and most car parks are pretty much level. Everywhere you go, you're pretty much in a level car park. I mean, I'm up at B&Q at the minute, and this car park is quite level. So everywhere you go, you're leaning forward in the van. When you're stood up in the van, the floor is leaning forward. Water stays in the sink because it doesn't drain out. The plug hole's at the back of the sink. And getting in this door, I find this very difficult. I was going to put a handle on it. I didn't know where to put it. I thought, well, if I put it on here, because this is just wood, my weight would probably pull it out. Up here is the sink, the drain, so I put my hand over here to pull myself up to get in that little gap, and you have to, I mean, a thin guy, yeah, I'm not a thin guy, so therefore I can't get through that little gap. I got to shuffle sideways. As I said, I'm at B&Q delivery. I had to just shut up for a minute while he was going by. Yeah, so that's the, and then to get open the other door, you just pull this lever backwards and this door will open. So there's a bigger space to get in. But again, there's no handle. But once you're in there, with that door there, and you're in there, you can't shut that door. You've got to come back out again to shut that door. So, unless you shut this door with you as you're going in. And then you're holding onto this door to close it as you're going in. And if you let it go and try to get in, this hits you in the back and wins you. So there's another reason. That's one of the reasons this van's going. Second reason, down there, sloping forward. Inside the van you're leaning forward all the time. When I had the motorhome before this one, we were level everywhere we went. And then when you run water, it always stays at the back end of the sink, never runs down a plug hole. And as I go, I mean, you can't see it on the camera, but that settee is leaning forward. It's probably 3 inches higher at this end than that end. So when you sit on it, you're sitting on a lean. So you think, oh right, okay, I'll sit on this seat. And then I'm forward. But no, you're leaning forward on this seat. It's like this seat's throwing you out. But yeah, and as for like your level, you know, when you get on site and you do your leveling, that's you're running up. Every time you're running up on ramps, you can't not get away with ramps unless you find a site that's slightly sloping and you can run up the slope, then you've cracked it, but otherwise it's a no-no. And when you're in and you've got to go back out to shut this door, as I said earlier, you end up banging your head on this. This is chest height to me, and I'm only short, so how a tall person would go on. But there's the door out there. So I've got to now lean, well, I've got to go back out actually. I go out, I come in and then I go out forward and then I back in, holding the door. Ridiculous ideal. Well, just making lunch. I just banged my head as I've got out of the driver's seat. There's another reason. I'm just making lunch, but prior to making lunch I've got myself a brew. Now I'm going to go back into the driver's seat without banging my head this time. There you go, here's where you bang your head as you get out of the seat. Now I'm here, I've got my brew's down there, look. Without getting the table out, you know, putting the spike in the floor, there's nowhere to put a brew. When you stop and have a drink or a coffee and a biscuit, you can't get everything out. There's nowhere at all to put a cup down. And another thing, I moan a lot, don't I? The floor slopes out of the cab because it's a commercial van. It's never been a motorhome, so it's not got the motorhome body on the back. So this floor is higher than this floor. So this floor is sloping. So when you turn your seat round, that one there, your feet are hanging. When you sit that way, in that seat now, when it turns round this way, your feet don't touch the floor. They're just hanging. So when you're eating lunch with the tables out there, you need a long-legged person sitting in it. But you can't have too tall a person because they bang their head when they get out. I think people that do van conversions themselves, I think would do a better job than Autosleeper has done on this. I think they would fit things in better. You know, this narrow little, here you go, hang on, let me show you this. Open this cupboard. Right, now you're just getting your stuff out, and then somebody comes out of the toilet and look, bang. Or you've got this one open, and then, oh, you've forgotten it's open, and bang. There's not enough room to swing a cat, the old saying. Oh, that. This one's up. Yeah. Oh, it needs some out of there. Bang. Everything in it is contradicting the other part. And this bed, wow. I've no idea how this is supposed to sit in the daytime. You've got this ridiculous 40 thing on it. Don't know what it does. It's this great big like 40 thing. There's a bit of wood there. Now that's for when you make the bed on the night time, because that sits over the hollow bit of this. But what do you do with this in the daytime? So if you put the seat back up and push it back there, right, now this thing's on top of it now. Just bang my head again. Oh, this thing's on top of it. I don't know, what do you do with that? Does it sit up there? Well, if it does, you've got too big a base. So if you bring that out and put it down there, try and do all this one-handed, and you stick it back there, then you've got it's a slopey base. The back slopes too much. I don't know. What? If anybody knows what you're supposed to do with this, if anybody knows, can you put it in the comments? Just drop a line in the comments what you think this is for. I know when the bed's made out, that fits against the headboard and it like makes up some more space. But why is it sewn on there like that? I have had this as a zip, and I've actually took it out because I didn't know what to do with it. There's a zip here. I've undone this and took this piece of sponge out, but then you're left with all this material and you still don't know what to do with all that. So, if anybody knows what that is, let me know. That's my feet. I'm sat in the passenger seat. I am going to get so many thumbs down on this video, it's going to be unreal. I've done nothing but moan about it, the van. I've made some videos to put it on to sell it, and all what I said about the van in the videos is truthful. I've not mislaid anything in there. I showed it all how it works and what it is. I've not done anything. It's not been truthful. I just haven't said what I don't like about it. And what I don't like about it is okay for other people. They're going to love it. I bet there's people out there that's got these that love them to bits. It's just not for me. There's no elbow room here. I'm going to go back to a motorhome. I left a motorhome because I thought I wanted a panel van. For ease of parking, you know, we've sold the car, we just got the one vehicle, so this panel van fits in all the car park spaces. You go down Sainsbury's, you go Morrison's, you go around the shops. It's fine for that. But it's no good for motorhoming in. It's not a motorhome, it's a camper van. It's more for young people camping, I think. Not for older folk that like home comforts. Anyway, I'm going to end the video there. You can hit the old thumbs down. Let's see how many we get. Cheers.